Welcome back, my Lilies. This is episode 20. Can you believe it? We've made it very far together. And today, I want to give you a longer, more in-depth segment, diving into a movie and what it truly means, or represents, should I say. The film is After Earth, a 2013 American science fiction post-apocalyptic action adventure. It was directed by M. Night Shyamalan and co-written with Gary Whitta. It's loosely based on the original story by Will Smith about a father and a son on a journey into the wilderness. In the movie, the story is reimagined to take place at least 1,000 years into the future on a planet called Nova Prime, where humans evacuated Earth after Earth became uninhabitable due to the environmental catastrophe. While the movie runs about 100 minutes with a box office budget of $130 million and made about $243.8 million at the box office, it's more than just a futuristic father and son story. The true heart of the film is the relationship, the trials, the grief, and the guilt the characters navigate after losing a loved one. Cypher, played by Will Smith, is the father. Katai, played by Jaden Smith, is the son. Faya, the mother, portrayed by Sophie Okentin. I'm going to butcher her name, so I'm not even going to say the last name. Plays the nurturing mediator, the mom, and Senshi, Katai's sister, who plays what's her name? Lenny Kravitz's daughter, is the tragic figure whose death weighs heavily on the family. So that is the dynamic that we're looking at here. The story explores more than survival. It's about fear, courage, and growth, and understanding our place in life and in relationships.
The emergency beacon you brought me will fire a distress signal deep into space, but it is damaged. There's another one in the tail section of our ship. This is us here. That is the tail, somewhere in this area. It's approximately 100 kilometers from here. We need that beacon. You understand? Both my legs are broken, one very badly. You are going to retrieve that beacon, or we are going to die. Do you understand? Repeat what I just said to you.
I have to go retrieve the beacon, or we're going to die.
You have air filtration inhalers. You need to take one now. The fluid will coat your lungs, increasing your oxygen extraction, allowing you to breathe more comfortably in the environment. You have 6 vials. At your weight, that should be 20 to 24 hours each. That's more than enough. Your life suit and backpack are equipped with digital and virtual imaging, so I will be able to see everything that you see and what you do not see. I will guide you. It'd be like I'm right there with you. Take my cutlass. It's the C40, full 22 configurations. Katai, every single decision you make will be life or death. This is a Class 1 quarantined planet. Everything on this planet has evolved to kill humans.
We start with the crash landing. Cypher asks Katai, "Do you know where we are?" And the answer is Earth. But not the Earth we know. Here's a scientific lens. Earth's oxygen level is about 21%, mostly nitrogen at 78%. This balance has been relatively stable due to the photosynthesis and respiration. Nova Prime, however, has different gravity and environmental conditions, a fact Cypher points out early. They don't wear suits, indicating it's breathable. But the movie also warns us, an inhabitable planet is a celestial body that cannot support life, extreme temperatures, toxic atmospheres, or lack of water make survival impossible, and yet Earth looks beautiful, almost inviting. This contrast sets the stage for the tension between human and vulnerability, the raw beauty of the world around us, the survival playground where fear and growth will be tested. Okay, so this is segment 2. We're going to break down the family dynamics of the father, the mother, and the son. Cypher is disciplined in the point of almost emotionless control. He believes fear is a choice rooted in uncertainty of the future. But Katai is not cowardly. He craves acknowledgement and approval. Faya balances this. She nurtures Katai without judgment, helping him navigate his father's stern expectations. The lesson here is strict authority alone does not teach strength. Understanding, presence, and guidance shapes a child's ability to grow into independence while respecting the wisdom of elders. As adults, we often forget that children need not just rules, but reasoning. Teaching someone why something matters allows them to stand strong. And that balance between authority and empathy is what After Earth shows so vividly. The spaceship is sleek and stylized. Aerodynamic for looks, not physics. In space, there is no air resistance, so streamlined shapes are unnecessary and only add mass. The interior mixes with minimalism and imagination. Due to the unlabeled buttons that you would exhibit in the first scene before the storm hits, he uses futuristic pads, though, that I thought that was pretty cool for an advancement of technology in the movie. And his wife does too, exhibiting a 3D projection that she plays with in the first scene of the movie as well. So those felt more advanced, I felt, for a movie that was set 1,000 years in the future. The storm sequence raises questions of time jumping, though, in reality. Time travel is impossible into the past, and only theoretically possible into the future through time dilation. In the movie, the ship uses this concept for dramatic effect, but it reminds us of a life truth. Storms, turbulence, and unexpected chaos are always going to be unexpected. Cypher remains calm and making decisions without fear. The lesson here, grounded clarity allows us to navigate challenges with wisdom, not panic. Life's turbulence, like storms in space, can't always be avoided. But we can choose how we respond.
matter what. That's an order. No, Dad. I can do it. I don't need many. I can get across with just 2.
You need a minimum of 3 inhalers to make it to the tail. You have exhausted your resources.
I can get across. I can do it with just 2, Dad.
This mission has reached abort criteria. I take full responsibility. You did your best. You have nothing more to prove. Now return to the ship.
What was your mistake? Trusting me? Depending on me, thinking that I could do this?
Now I'm giving you an order to turn around and return to this ship.
You wouldn't give any other ranger that order.
You are not a ranger. And I'm giving you that order.
What was I supposed to do? What did you want me to do? She gave me an order. She said no matter what, don't come out of that box. Was I supposed to just come out and die?
What do you think, Cadet? What do you think you should have done? Because really that is all that matters. What do you think you should have done?
And why were you? She called out for you. She called your name. And you weren't there because you're never there. And you think I'm a coward? You're wrong. I'm not a coward. You're the coward. I'm not a coward.
Qatar!
When we reach the waterfall scene, Cypher tells Katai to abort mission. He places the weight of the responsibility on himself. I take full responsibility, he says. Now that phrase echoes back to Katai, to Senchi's death, when Senchi ordered Katai to stay in the box. Senchi gave that command as a leader, and Katai lived with the consequences that followed it. Now in the present, Cypher repeats the same structure of leadership with his son, with aborting the mission and staying in the box. That's an order. But Katai pushes back. You wouldn't give any other ranger that order. And Cypher responds with words that pierce deeper than the mission itself. You are not a ranger, and I am giving you that order. That's the tension point. Katai is left with 3 possible responses: fight, flight, or freeze. Does he freeze under the weight of his fear of his father describing, and that his father was describing all along? Or does he take flight, retreating into self-preservation? Or does he fight, choosing action in the face of danger, even without the title Ranger to define him? He chooses to fight. He refuses the box, just as his father once did. The difference is that Katai's leap isn't into shame or regret. It's into courage. As he jumps, Cypher's voice breaks through, shouting, "Katai!" with fear in his tone. That moment is powerful because, for the first time, Cypher allows emotion to pierce through his authority. No matter how disciplined or detached a leader may be, fear for your child is different. Fear for their life makes the most stoic voice tremble. That leap reframes the entire narrative of fear. It's not about erasing fear. It's about recognizing its presence and still choosing the action that defines you. Katai's leap is not only into the waterfall, but into manhood, into identity, into choice.
Dad. Dad.
I'm here.
How'd you do it? How'd you first ghost?
Out for a run. Alone. Something we're never supposed to do. Ursa decamos right in front of me. I go for my cutlass. Shoots his pincer right through my shoulder. Next thing I know, we're over the cliff, falling 30 meters straight down into the river. We settle onto the bottom. It's on top of me. But it's not moving. And I realize he's trying to drown me. I'm thinking I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I cannot believe this is how I'm gonna die. I can see my blood bubbling up, mixing with the sunlight, shining through the water. And I think, wow, that's really pretty. Everything slows down. I see his pincer through my shoulder. And I decide I don't want that in there anymore. So I pull it out. And he lets me go. And more than that, I can tell it can't find me. Doesn't even know where to look. And it dawned on me. Fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future. It is a product of our imagination, causing us to fear things that do not at present and may not ever exist. That is near insanity, Katar. Now, do not misunderstand me. Danger is very real, but fear is a choice. We are all telling ourselves a story, and that day mine changed.
After Katai's leap, we come back to Cypher's earlier words. Fear is a choice. That's the thread we've been weaving toward. But let's pause here, because before we can talk about fear as a choice, we have to understand fear as a science. Fear is a built-in survival mechanism. It's not random. It's our brain's way of alerting us to danger. When the brain perceives a threat, whether it's real, like a predator in front of us, or imagined, like a possibility of failure, the amygdala, the brain's emotional alarm system, activates. In that moment, your body floods with signals. Your heart races, your muscles tense, your breath shortens. That's adrenaline rushing in, preparing you for fight, flight, or freeze. Think about it. Fear is like your body's smoke alarm. It doesn't mean there's always a fire, but it warns you something might be burning. This is why sometimes fear is about survival, but other times fear is about imagination. It's our neurons firing in response to what could happen, not just what is happening. And here's where After Earth drops its wisdom. When Cypher tells Katai, fear is a choice, he isn't saying fear doesn't exist. He's saying that once the alarm sounds, you have the authority over your response. You can freeze and let fear paralyze you. You can flee and run from the cliff, or you can fight and move forward, leap, and face what stands before you. So scientifically, fear is an alert. Spiritually and mentally, fear is a decision point. That's the power of discernment. And that's where scripture guides us, reminding us, like in Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And After Earth, fear wasn't eliminated. It was transformed. The alarm sounded, but Katai chose courage anyway. And that's the challenge for us. When our neurons light up, fear floods in. Do we surrender to it? Or do we redirect it into faith and strength? As we left off in segment 5, we asked the question, do we choose faith and strength when fear sounds its alarm? And that brings us to the turning point in Katai's journey. Because when Katai leaps, he chooses fight. He chooses courage. That moment is his declaration, not just against the cliff in front of him, but against the fear within him. But courage doesn't mean the storm ends. Choosing to fight doesn't mean the path gets easier. In fact, for Katai, the leap launches him into turbulence. He endures violent winds, changing temperatures, and the constant reminder that the Ursa is never far behind. That's how life works too. The moment we decide to move forward in strength, life tests that decision. The storm rises. The storm rises. The air thins, and everything in us wants to retreat. This is where endurance becomes just as important as courage. Courage gets you to leap. Endurance gets you through the storm. And then when we see something unexpected, the hawk, at first it appears just as another predator, another obstacle, but it becomes something greater, a protector. This hawk, which seems like a threat, ends up giving its life to shield Katai. That's the reminder that sometimes in our storms, God sends protection in forms we don't expect. What looks like an enemy may in the end be provision. So segment 6 isn't just about the leap. It's about what happens after the leap. The winds that test you, the storms that press against you, and the unexpected allies that remind you you're not alone. This is where growth begins to take root. From the Hawking's covering, we shift into Katai's ultimate test, the Ursa. The Ursa is more than just another monster. It is fear itself embodied. A predator that can't see but lives off what it smells, the scent of fear. That's the metaphor. Fear doesn't have to see us to stop us. It only needs to sense us in our hesitation, in our doubt, in the way we freeze before the leap. The Ursa is that voice of trauma, insecurity, and that guilt that stalks us quietly in the shadows of our own minds. But Katai's breakthrough comes not in denying fear exists, but in mastering how he responds to it. To ghost is not to pretend fear isn't real. To ghost is to acknowledge it, but not let it control the moment. It's grounding yourself in the present. Your breath, your body, your awareness, and choosing not to give fear power. This is where the metaphor turns into practice for us. Life will always present us with Ursas. They may appear as failures, betrayals, losses, or even inner battles that no one else can see. But they can only smell the fear we choose to release. The less we give them, the more invisible we become to their power. So, the question becomes, will we let the Ursa define us? Or will we ghost and walk forward? And this is what After Earth ultimately mirrors back to us. Humanity's relationship with fear, growth, and family. Fear. It reminds us that while danger is real, fear is a choice. In fear, we hold the power to decide: freeze, flee, or fight, with faith. Now, growth. Growth, it shows us that we are constantly becoming who we were yesterday, who we are today, and who we're shaping into tomorrow. It all matters. The storm tests us, but the growth is in enduring them, in choosing courage again and again. Now, family. Family, it grounds us in relationship. Cypher and Katai's journey is about more than survival. It's about the legacy. It's about what we pass on, about how our presence, even our fears, affect those we love. And beneath it all, faith. Because choosing courage is not just a mindset. It's a practice of trust. Trust in God's word. Trust that his strength becomes ours when our strength is gone. Matthew 4:4 reminds us that we live by every word that comes from the mouth of God. And in Joshua chapter 1 verse 9, it commands us to be strong and courageous, to be not afraid, for the Lord is with us wherever we go. So remember this. You hold the key to ghosting. You hold the choice. Whatever your Ursa may be, trauma, insecurity, fear itself, choose strength, choose faith, choose courage, stand firm in God. And like Katai, you'll find that even in the storm, you're never truly alone. So whether you are a lily like myself or just listening right now, I want you to always remember this truth. Fear does not hold the final say. Your choice does. So,
Root yourself in this present moment now. Sight, sound, smell. What do you feel?
all right, my lilies. So I had fun making this one. It was definitely a lot more to it than just my summarization. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. I will more than likely do more of these, but that means that it will be once a week rather than twice in 1 week that I will put out a podcast episode. So yeah, we would have to, I guess, vote on that. But if you enjoyed it as much as I did, then I would definitely want you guys to give me comment below. Tell me what you think. I am eager and intrigued to know your thoughts. For now, I just want to say thank you. Episode 20 is definitely a journey, and I hope that I can give you more of the world of iLily. Bye for now, Lilies.